start of the show.
Yeah. What up?
Hey, what up? What up, everybody? Welcome. It is Tuesday. We're looking good. You're looking. I mean, I'm assuming we're looking good.
We're always looking good.
We're always looking good. There it is, dude. What did I title this show? What was it called? I think it was called
Always looking good.
Always looking good. That's what I should title it.
That's,
Personal
boost.
growth, dude.
Personal growth.
Personal growth. You know, it's processing just info and things over, the last couple of weeks. Processing these children, all this stuff. Losing an event, being a loser. There's a lot of time, a lot of wiggle room for personal growth. Corey Wilson's taking a crap right now. All right, excellent to see.
Technically, you didn't lose it yet, so you can feel bad on Thursday after it's done, and then you go right into a new tournament.
And technically, we're still reigning NXL Dallas champs. Dynasty.
Place.
We're in first place. First of all, second of all, we're also reigning Dallas champs. So we're the last people to win Dallas. Us. Last people to actually win Dallas, even after. Whoever wins in Atlantic City is technically us, too.
Oh, yeah, because
we're talking boots on the ground.
Yeah, 10 toes down.
Dude, talking boots, 10 toes down. All 10 on the ground. Anyway, welcome. It is May 7th, episode 190. See, I changed the font also a little bit. We're going to do a full, at episode 200, which is 10 episodes away, if you're doing the math.
Reboot?
We're going to do a little reboot. We're going to have maybe we'll throw a little more AI in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe change the scenery a little bit.
Change the scenery a little bit. No guarantees that this is going to happen because we've been talking about moving this whole production over to that corner. And you were like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, let's do it. And then that was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And we haven't done anything.
I wonder, though, if we just lose our theme, our
You don't want to lose your
image
mojo. Yeah.
If we went professional and this was a studio, when you see YouTube videos and there's neon... There's some neon lights and it's dark. It's
Yeah. There is something about the background, right? It's the clutter is all very well put together. I actually move things around. We got the Gen X water bottles right over here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Those are going in with everybody. We've got our mannequin that's pumping the Hall of Icon stuff. Sometimes it got AC Diesel gear on it. Sometimes it's got Tiger Wear stuff. Yeah. So obviously he's got to stay there.
Yeah.
Dan White made us this American kick-ass. I think we say kick-ass or badass when you're talking about something like this.
Kick-ass.
Yeah, kick-ass American flag, spick and span stuff. And then we got a bunch of sponsored gear. We've got the my accountant actually calls this appreciating artwork here on the wall, all the way across here with a whole bunch of HORMESIS headbands. We've got more Gen X gear. We've got some GI paint in the background. We got NECTR on deck. And I'll tell you what, every 3 hours that kid needs to eat. Doesn't matter if it's noon, midnight, 3 a.m., or 9 p.m. That fool is hungry. And he looks like
that helps you?
Well, I don't rip a NECTR
I have at 9 p.m. And but I also have a high caffeine tolerance.
Yeah, I
was able to go to sleep right away.
Your caffeine tolerance is way stronger than mine.
Yeah, that's true.
But little midday pick me up. Speak and Span show 4 p.m. Let's rip a NECTR. Mm-hmm. Also, big shout out and big thank you to everybody who supports this channel. I was just looking at it, adding everybody to the wheel of names because I was gonna blame Sloan, but let's go. Someone's buzzsawing next door. Make sure we gotta close we got that stuff on the thing to sound absorbing studio here. And Mafia, thank you. Yes. We're game planning a full episode. Camille didn't pay the Wi-Fi bill.
Is that what happened?
It went down again today, and I was like, dude, what is going on here? And she's like, and I have access to her account. I'm like, the bill says past due. She's like, I'm on auto pay, and I'm like, well,
Since when?
Yeah.
Because typically, I think they have a 6 month policy until they actually.
So it was 2 months. It was 2 months. It was 2 months, but I don't know what happened last week. Literally, Sloan walked in and she socked all the internet.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're rolling a full show, and just want to let you know that we've got loaded up on giveaways. I've got a giveaway line here filled with Gen X gear, Matrix shirts, and I just talked to James from Island Designs, and he's got a big pile of sticker sheets that he forgot to send down to us. He's like, dude, I've had these things here. I was just kind of finishing them up, and there's the ASG event, and there's all this other stuff in Vegas, and so we've got sticker sheets for people. We're gonna be giving those away to Mega Support Status members. Booyah! That's right, Brian Stewart. And then, oh yeah, James, good call, dude. I moved you. I didn't take you off. I moved you for Pate Smith Law the other day, and we're firing. There he is. Hold on, let's get you in here. Where are you? Where are you? He's got to be on this side here, next to the FRAIGE head. Moving matrix. We gotta move some people around here. Put FRAIGE in the middle, maybe. Let's go. We're gonna move some things around here, James. We're gonna get you because you need to be on the light side over there. We got a little dark to light gradient, you know. So you gotta put dark logos on the light side and light logos on the dark side. Boom.
Just move that matrix gear over and then.
Yeah, we're getting it. We're getting it. There he is.
Oh.
Boom. Booyah. There we go. All right. See? Simple as that. So as a big thank you from James from Island Designs, and we kind of did a little collaboration. We wanted to talk about getting some cool merch and things and stuff printed out because he is the go-to guy every time that we need something done quickly, especially because I know you don't like to plan ahead, and I certainly don't. And I know for almost I could like all but guess the several thousand of you that are gonna be watching this week. Also, to have a tendency to like procrastinate's probably the word, but at the same time, it's kind of like, oh, we should get something done.
Yeah.
What day is it? It's Wednesday. I need it by Friday. Yeah. Who am I going to hit up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're going to do is give you guys a little taste. So James is going to donate 5 t-shirts of your choice, right? So Mega members, if you win, you can send a picture of your best friend's face and have it put on there. Picture of your dog. You can make your own logo, your team logo. Do whatever you want. He's going to give you 2. So everybody gets a pair. So maybe like I'll send in a picture of a Kyle's, you know, and then we'll have like Kyle t-shirts by next week's show.
I like it.
Right? Or whatever you want, you know. Maybe if you had babies just recently, you could have both of them on the shirt. And then you can get one for Camille also if I win. But yeah, James is gonna do that. So all you do is you're gonna win if you're a Mega Support Status member, and then we are going to link you up with James. You're gonna send him a logo or a photo or whatever, and he's gonna whip up a pair of shirts for you and ship them on out. Boom. Also, we've got some Gen X pod caddies. Didn't give away any last week, so we're going to be loading you guys up. Some of them come with water bottles inside. Sloan has one of these things she takes to school every day. It's a different one, I think, every day. But don't worry about it. You're not going to get one of her
pod caddy?
No. Water bottle. Yeah, you're just walking to school. Yeah. You're laughing now, pal, but I believe you're going to be cruising with one to the airport.
Yeah.
One of those things.
Sounds like it.
Atlantic City. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get to the picks, which I mean we could just kick off right now.
But there is a caveat that I can play. Is that Meter's picks weren't in there?
Meter also didn't pay, so it kind of like he wasn't in there, so like he didn't pay either. But you paid and put your picks in, and like you were like for sure, and yeah. I'm sorry, dude. I mean, I was just glad it wasn't me because it was almost me. It was Rainy for sure. We thought it was gonna be him, but no, it's gonna be good. Good, dude. GF7.
I think GF7 is a new support goat.
Support goat, dude.
Unbelievable.
I feel like we need to get him on the show. See who you are.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we do have what's going on here. My computer's thinks I'm talking to Siri right there. We do have... Why is Siri going bonkers on both of my phones? We do have a special guest today, and I think you want to text Damien? I think he's supposed to go.
Oh, he's supposed to come?
Yeah, I think so. But he forgets a lot.
I mean...
Get me on, boys. All right.
Forget is an understatement.
GF7, send me an email with your phone number or your... Yeah, I don't know Goldman. I don't know where Goldman's at. But we got to give you... We're going to have to... You might have bought yourself a cameo on the show. Speaking of which, we also have Seth Johnson from Utah coming on the show. Been playing paintball since 1999, which is kind of like right when I started. I think I was 98. When were you born?
1990.
Okay. And he's got some ideas out there. Also help to anybody out there who is a paintball field owner and store owner. Additionally, speaking of which, thank you to GG Sports and Dustin out there. information down at the link in the bio. The GG X Ball series is ripping right now. They've got an event June. It is the first week in June, I believe. It's down there. Let's scroll down to the bottom, down here a little bit. We've got some details on there on the more section, so you can find actually links and information. Event is in June. There's links down below to go to the website, also to register. Big prizes, and it's actually relatively inexpensive. It's like $90 for a 3-man team. Nice. Yeah. So get your butt. That's entry fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's entry fee. So get on down there, check them out, and have some fun playing some paintball before the summer kicks off and it gets too hot for everybody to get out there. I know how everybody is in the summertime. Nobody likes to play paintball in the summertime. So yeah. I've got a pen in my left hand, yes, and now it's in my right hand. My email is ryan@ryangreenspan.com. If you guys please don't use that for nefarious reasons, Harrison Fry or anybody who wants to send me spam stuff. I should have used my other one.
We don't need another hack.
We don't need another hack. Yeah. Don't send me one of those emails that says click this thing, because I'm very susceptible to doing that. Yeah. Dear sir or madam.
I saw that HK post. They said,
oh, speaking of which,
Business Suite curse.
The Business Suite curse. We thought we were getting one up over on the Business Suite, guys. I think we sold like 100 of those jerseys. Just as a refresher, I don't know if you guys saw us all wearing the red Dynasty Business Suite jerseys. It was a little spoof. Yeah, Robert Lowe's email just got hacked too. It was a little spoof on the hack that happened on the Dynasty page, which we still don't have access to, which I'm in contact with people from Meta, and they're like, their emails, I wish I could just read the email chain. Maybe I'll do that one day. I'll read the email chain that I have between them, and I'm like, they're like, we don't know if we could trust you guys. And I'm like, you can't trust me? I have had this Dynasty account with the same name with not a single like strike against our account since like 2008, right? Do you think that just on January 14th, I decided to wake up, change my name to Business Suite, I learned Portuguese and started spamming a bunch of Portuguese and Brazilian dentist offices in a phishing scam. And then I ran a bunch of pornographic advertisements
Sheesh.
in Indonesia. Like, you think that's what I did? And you're thinking that you can't trust me. Like, that's what I just ended up doing. Dude, GF, let's go.
Dude, GF7.
Bro.
Support GOAT, man.
Support GOAT. Spicka's half. Let's go.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
We gotta get you the direct line, because 30% of that rips straight to Google. Like, I'm gonna make you a moderator. First of all, I'm doing that right now for you. You get let's see, add as moderator. You can be a moderator. What do you gotta do? Manage. You can manage block rooms. Yeah. Let's fire that off.
Oh.
Boom. You're a moderator now.
Look at that.
And then we'll give you. We gotta get you the direct line here.
Yeah.
So we save that $1.50 that we just paid to Google, and I crushed a Google option. I have 4 contracts up 80%.
Nice.
Dude, speaking of Google, actually, you know what? Rip some more into Google still. I'm
helping you.
I'm long on Google.
Yeah.
So again, thank you everybody for I saw that. GF7 is covering Spicka's coaching. Big thanks to everybody who supports the show. GF7, obviously, everybody whose name is in green, everybody who actually just watches the show in general. We really appreciate all of your support. The likes, the shares, all that stuff apparently helps an algorithm. But it definitely helps to keep us here engaged with you guys, and just trying to promote paintball as much as we possibly can, and giving you guys fun or just like some background noise on a Tuesday at 4 p.m. for a couple hours. So it's definitely fun for us. It's also nice because Kyle moved out, and if we didn't do this, I don't know if we'd see him every week. Yeah. So it's nice. He gets to come over, and he's like, oh, cool. I get to see Sloan.
It's
refreshing. It's like a nice little change of pace. So we appreciate you guys for keeping our relationships together.
There you go.
Everything that you guys do. And then also, of course, Gen X Global and Our Fun. Make sure you guys support them. Getting your pods if you're at an event. Rocking your pod caddies. We're shipping those things out at every show to give you guys. And there we go, BB Shady. Not to mention everybody who supports the show. You're on a big wheel. It's called the Wheel of Names. And on that wheel, we give away stuff. Like that Island Design shirt package you're going to get. We got some NECTR stuff. Every single shipment that goes out, loaded up with the NECTRs. So yeah, we really appreciate everybody who sponsors and helps the show. Obviously, GG Sports, Paul from Matrix Gear, Island Designs, and James, Alex, and HORMESIS. I would put a HORMESIS logo up, but I think Alex's face is just a little bit better and nicer. You know? I mean, I don't want to say it's nicer to look at, but it's just like, it's nicer. You know?
Yeah.
You guys all get it. Yeah, so anyway, for those of you guys, are you going to be at ASG this weekend? Saturday?
On Sunday.
Okay. Not for the tournament, not coaching?
The tournament Saturday?
Tournament Saturday?
Nope.
Nope.
I'll be at Combat Saturday.
Oh, Combat on Saturday.
With the Lords.
Lords! There we go. Yeah, and also if you guys are a local team or a team from wherever, and you'd like one of us to help you guys out with some coaching, hit up Kyle or myself. Not sure how much free time I'm going to have to travel, but I know I'm going to want to. So
we can do Zoom.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's right. We do a lot of Zoom work on an individual and a team basis. So think of it this way, like us talking to you guys, except on a one-on-one level and more in depth about.
I think sometimes that's missed. Like everyone wants to just like burn out points, but like getting to talk to everyone is huge. I mean, even just on Saturday when I went up to Combat with the Lords, we had the field to ourselves, and they have a D4 and D5 team, so able to kind of like map it out and just get a lot more done when you have just two teams versus like everyone just going to play points. So we broke the game down into different parts, like mid game and just like breakout strategy as well, which is pretty cool to get to do. It
is, and one of the things that I like to do, and I've been doing a little bit lately, is form and body mechanics breakdowns. Right, a lot of people are really into this of like everybody wants to like just do all the moves, make all the moves, and so like I'll do field breakdown, a video with teams and be like, all right, this is where I feel like you guys made a mistake here, or on an individual basis. I do a lot on an individual basis, and it's as simple as like, honestly, even if you're not at the field, but like if you just have someone, hey, will you film a couple points to me? Just go ask a random person at the field, like who's standing on the sideline, and be like, hey, can you film me playing? I'm going to this spot.
Yeah.
And like from just even a shaky old camera video, I can really see how your form can be changed, where it can be done, or if you have a photographer. Some people have sent in photos, and I'll just go through those and videos, and just like little mannerisms that you don't really notice because you don't watch yourself closely enough, or you don't really know that something it looks wrong or is wrong. You know, I notice it all the time, especially with my arm. You know, it's like, ugh, and you just kind of go through those steps in your mind, like tucking your arm, tucking your arm, tucking your arm, slide here, put this hand down a little bit more, and that sort of stuff is you know, I think pretty important. It's pretty important. So there we go. Yeah, excellent. So BB Shady, I put your name on the list. We're gonna be doing a big giveaway pile at the end because we forgot last week. Well, we got shut down a little early. But let's do this. Did you text Bubble Bath?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's shoot him a message. Let's see here.
Bubble bath.
Bubble bath. Bubble bath. Okay, and then we're gonna jump into. We're gonna jump in here to our guest, courtesy of. Let's get the NECTR projector rolling here, and get them up. You got anything else going on? We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Aha! Seth Johnson entered the waiting room. Let's see how this works here. So I'm gonna throw this up right there. Boom, 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 boom. Let's put it all the way over here. I'm gonna sit a little bit closer like this. And admit to the room. Whoops, wrong one. Hang on 1 second here. We're moving. There he is. Let's move the camera around here. And unmute. What up? Oh, we gotta drag this down so we can show your T-shirt here. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Hold on, I think you're muted. Are you muted? I'm muted. We're up. Are you muted?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you're muted. It's all right.
Oh,
there
we go. Right?
Don't worry about it. We do it all the
we go.
time. We do it all the time.
I'm about as high tech as you guys are. So.
That's all right. That's all right. That's why it's
like
hey,
SpaceX.
we're in a safe space. When you're on the Spick and Span show, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
You know, the only person that I would really bust for someone's balls are the PTG guys and Moffat. Yeah. Ryan. If Ryan had technical difficulties, you had Boomer check. He says, yeah, and you know because you've been playing paintball since 1999 that we're in that realm.
Oh yeah, for 100%. Yeah, I would be doing this exactly how you guys do. I told Kyle that when I talked to him at the players' party in Vegas. I was like, I love what you guys do. It's raw, it's natural, it's a different point of view, and it's fun, right? Like, I don't know. I like that style. That's personally how I am. So I appreciate it for you guys. So,
Of course.
Hell yeah. Why don't you give us a little bit of information about yourself, where you're from, like what you got going on. I know you've been playing paintball for a long time, and then you said you own a field as well. Is that correct?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Hit us.
All right. Well, my name's Seth Johnson. I live in Utah. Grew up here, Salt Lake Valley. I started playing about 99. I don't know if you guys remember Dale that owned Peg Leg Paintball
Yeah.
and Paraplegic Turtles. I grew up playing at his field, Paintball Planet.
Okay.
And it was a greasy spoon of a paintball field. I mean, on the lower floor, the ground had become like cement and so slick that you would stop and you would slide for like 20 feet till you hit one of the walls.
It was indoor.
Like it was indoors, yeah.
Yeah, gross. I hate indoors.
Honestly, we didn't have an outdoor field till like 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything was indoors, and obviously we have seasons here, so I think that was the idea. But there was only one field that wasn't totally greasy and nasty, and that was the one that Rob Scott ran for a while, called All Star Paintball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember Rob Scott from the Iron Man. But,
Yeah.
He lives here, and he ran a field for a while, then sold it. But that was a clean indoor field. Other than that, it took a while for us to get outdoor fields, and I know people don't like weather, but they're way better outdoors, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't.
yeah.
You played indoor, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's scary.
No,
It's terrifying.
not a fan.
It's louder. The ceilings are always too low. It's greasy. No one ever cleans them enough. I
Can't
mean,
see the
it's just,
paintballs.
Yeah. Yeah.
so I'm with you on that one. But yeah, so I started playing 99. I played there. I think it was probably about 2 or 3 years later, I started playing competition, just local stuff. I never really had the money until I was in my 20s to like play national stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I rocked a 2002 custom autococker I built from 2002 till 2012.
Damn.
So,
Sheesh.
and I used to play with D2 teams and D1 teams and play with them and with an autococker, and I got really good at it. Like I used to practice the trigger pull. I trimmed my springs to be lighter. Like I did all the little tricks to try and make it quicker. But I mean, at the time, right, it was like DM6s.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
weren't
Angel-
competing. You weren't competing with that because like there was still intimidators. All that stuff was ripping.
I would get smoked. I'm pulling 7 balls a second, and guys are ripping 18 on me, and so I had to get good at snap shooting and just moving and stuff, And so I don't know. I guess that kind of made me who the player I was eventually, but yeah. I mean, it was just a money thing always until I got in my 20s. I just didn't have enough money to buy the nice stuff. I mean, intimidators were what, $2,000? Angels were $2,500. DMs were like $1,800. Like.
Yeah.
That didn't include the hoppers or anything else, So it was just, yeah. So once I got on a national ranked team or one that played national events, my coach was like, I think I had bought a PM5 or something from some dude. And he's like, yeah, you're not playing with that. And I was like, why? I was like, this is way faster than my autococker.
Uh-huh.
And so I bought an ESA and used it for 6 months and bought an LB1. So... It was a very quick evolution.
What do you use now?
I use a Shocker AMP.
Okay, there we go.
Yep.
There we go.
Love my shocker. I had the one I just sold. I had 60 cases through, never had a problem.
Wow.
And got another one from it was actually our coach. He hurt his ankle, so he sold me a setup. And then we've got a custom era getting made in the next month or so. I don't know if you can really see that, but that's my team that I own and play on, the SL Assassins.
Okay.
So the new era is awesome, and the Anno it has the skull and the knives, everything all around it on both sides, and then it fades.
Who does that Anno
to white?
There's a bunch of different people. I think.
So a lot of people do those now, like the full wrap Annos.
Yeah, so we're getting it done directly through DLX Technologies.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Sam Monville is the one who designed it.
Okay.
So, and he was really good. He nailed it like first try.
Oh wow.
Like I had to have him adjust things like once or twice. I'm like, no, that looks perfect. And so, yeah, that's what I use now. I use Spire control loaders. Gonna get the new Alpha tanks from HK. So
the full rip.
Yeah.
Nice.
Full rip, man.
Do you play NXLs now?
I do not play the NXLs right now. We were a funny story. We were going to play in the whole WC series, WCPPL.
Mm-hmm.
It makes more sense financially, and it's all in Cali, and we're in Utah.
Yeah.
So that's actually one of the things. So right now, I've been playing for a long time. Used to be ranked like D3, I think, but it's been a while since I played national tournaments. And all my guys on my team now are new, at least to national level stuff. So we're playing D5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, $2,300 for D5 and NXL is a little ridiculous.
Okay.
It's supposed to be the entry level, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of freaking money.
That sure is, especially because we were just looking at the prices on that on the GG of the events. The whole season is $2,500 for what 5 events? So like 1, 2, 3, or for 4 events. So you're $600 an event. As opposed to $2,300. So what's the WC entry fee? Do you know off the top of your head?
WC is $800.
Okay.
Yeah, $800. So a lot less.
Right.
But we actually didn't get in. So when I played WC back in like 13, 14, 15, 16,
you gotta register on the day of the registration. Oh yeah, I know that.
I went to register a month before, and everything but semi-pro and D6 was full, and I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
So is that for NXL?
We actually ended up signing up for the RMPL in Denver. We're gonna play that whole season.
Okay. Oh, that's the Denver League.
Yeah, the Denver League.
It's RMPL.
Mm-hmm. Rocky Mountain Paintball League, I believe, is what it stands for.
I was gonna have Kyle try to guess.
Oh, dang it. Sorry. They're $200 to enter, but their paint is way more expensive. It's $50 after you buy a season pass per case. So that kind of counters the low cost, but it's still less than NXL. So.
Yeah. So what do you think then? Because I know you mentioned one of the things about the NXL, and this is I think really good for everybody. And I'm always a big so the WC just raised their prize money to $10K per event for Premier.
I heard.
That's pretty cool, man.
That's awesome.
That's more than pros make.
I didn't get to watch him in.
Just FYI, in case everybody's like wants to keep track.
State of the League, or I forget what it was called. Did you watch that, Seth?
I did. Yeah.
Someone in our TJ Bastards chat wrote like something. He said something about a cheat meter. I didn't have time to like go back and look at it. Did he say anything about that, or is that?
I remember something about it, but I didn't look at it, so I don't know what he was talking about exactly.
I don't know. It was Kerrigan said something like about what he was talking about, and then he was like, and then the cheat meter, like with quotes, but I didn't want to like ask at the time. I was doing something. So
yeah, the GHPT. Well, that's actually crazy. Because I saw them announce it. I just figured that was a series prize, but it's a per event Premier.
Yeah. For
$10K is absolutely wild. What did it say the entry fee was for Premier? Because our entry fee I think is $3,300 or $3,500.
$1,450.
So $1,450. So he's pretty much paying out. Yeah, he's paying out the entire Premier prize package to the Premier teams.
Yeah,
it seems.
I mean, that's what, in my opinion, that's what you got to do. I mean, we're a small sport, and we don't have a lot of we are getting more. Like Hertz is a great addition to the NXL, but we don't have a lot of when you look at the NFL, Major League Paintball, or not paintball, baseball. You know, they've got big name companies sponsoring them and giving them thousands of dollars.
Well, not only that, but they're also
that,
not.
so.
Yeah, they're not paying entry fee, right? Like in those types of things, like in a real sport. Now, granted, I think there's still entry fee in other like kind of mid-level, mid-range sports because you have to like have some sort of baseline. But if you go like, you know, I don't think the people at Wimbledon or like the Masters, you get invited to the events. But it's interesting though because that is a huge price tag. You said $2,350 to play D5 5-man.
Well, I think it's 2,300 even.
2,300
if you go before. It goes up if you are late, right? Because
right.
Yeah,
2,450. Damn, 23 if you're paid there. 2,600 paid through June 11th. So what do you? So now and here's an argument to that, like, because I mean I remember going to my first NXL event, right? We were a big fish in a small pond up here. They were winning the little events locally, and then you kind of like branch out, and then you play your regional events, and you play your like the WC kind of thing, and then maybe you like travel to like one little event to guest on in Arizona or Colorado or something like that, and then you want to play these big events, but the infrastructure alone, you know, I think we've said it a bunch of times that he's setting up and then taking down the largest paintball field in the world 5 times a year. And then on top of that, I think he said something about man hours. He said he said that if it was just him setting it up, it would take him like a year and a half at 8 hours a day to set up the entire field, like the whole venue.
Wow.
But it's a huge. Every event is huge. And I appreciate what Tom Cole does. I talked to him in Vegas. I actually told him, I said I would love to have a banner flag. You know, when you go down the vendor section, there's the banner flags down the middle, you know? I said, I would love to just pay you just to have a banner flag at events. I can't afford to be there and have a booth or sponsor a bunker like Hertz does or, Laundry Logistics or any of or, PaySmith or whatever. But I would pay, $500,000 to put a flag at an event just to advertise for my company, you know? Like that's something reasonable to me. He said they've been talking about it, but they haven't done anything yet. But the NXL, I actually did the math on Vegas and how much money entry was for them. They do bring in a good amount of money. And I don't know obviously where they're putting it or how much cost it is to run the event, but I'm sure it's not cheap. I mean, generators and compressors alone and travel costs is probably over 150, 200 grand. But they're doing what they can, but it's just when I look at it and I think, okay, D5 that's where people start. You have no financial support. When I played D5 for the first time, we had a company that gave us $200 for the season. That was our only cash sponsor. So to come up with $2,300 plus paint money, plus travel, plus your hotel, as a beginning team, it's rough, right? Like that's rough. It's different when you do it for a while and you kind of like know some shortcuts. You have maybe some people that seen you play and they're willing to help you out. But when you're just starting out, like, I don't know, to me, I think WC with like $800 is right. That's right where it should be, in my opinion.
Absolutely. But you're also doing it at a local field. And again, the infrastructure is a big factor, right? No field. Well, I don't want to say no field. Very few fields in the U.S. can support and sustain an NXL sized event. Right. And I saw something in the comments, Dylan, like that. He said NXL has investors that expect profitable margins on the business. So they actually don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm very confident that all the 4 or 5 owners in the NXL understand that they're in a losing business. Right. And most startup leagues like this, like I follow professional surfing all the time. That event loses money every single event also, like by the truckloads. Right. There's a lot of these types of events and venues that are break even or at a net loss. But the idea is the industry still supports it and they're going to support it as well because there is like, an end goal there that is attainable. It's just kind of like everybody's kind of got to eat it for a little bit, unfortunately, because there really isn't. And you've had a business for, how long have you had your businesses?
My first business started back in 2010.
Yeah.
So almost 15 years.
And you'll know that you'll have like customers that love it. And then you have customers that are always going to complain about it. Right? You're always gonna you can't get anybody happy, right? Except for the people who watch the Spick and Span show. Everybody seems to like this.
It's the best show on earth.
That's right. That's right. That's it. And so like, and yeah, it's very difficult to run something at such a high caliber. Now, if they moved it to local fields, then people would be like, what am I paying all this money? And then what would they make it cheaper? Entry fee? Maybe. You know, like,
maybe,
but people are like,
I mean, if the venue cost goes down, they should be able to make entry fees lower, right?
Or
like,
prize money more. It depends on what you want.
So I had an idea for this. Actually, is more to do with the pros than divisional, but it would affect the divisionals. Okay, so if you imagine right now we have 5 tournaments a year, and everything from D6 to pros is all the same tournament. Everything's happening. And this last tournament, of course, you guys got it postponed. The divisionals and semi-pros finished their tournament. So this would be a huge logistical thing, and you would need more outside money to make this happen. But what we need is the pros should have a season. They shouldn't be at these tournaments. They should have their own season. There's 2 games every Saturday of the normal season. 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. And it's only 2 teams playing. It's played at a local field where the team is, so a home field, if you will. Like X Factor in Texas, Dynasty in San Diego, you would play at a local field, you would travel, right? So I don't know how many games that would come out to, depends how long the season would be. But if you have a season where you can focus on one game, X-Ball format, and you can have intros like, Fields Darkened, 5'10", hailing from San Diego, playing on Dynasty since 2000. Ryan Greenspan,
5'10", baby, 5'10", ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
I think that was adding.
Shut up.
I think it was 2 inches. You're welcome.
Yeah, I lost you at 5'10".
You know what I mean? Like having an intro for every player on the team, making it a production that this is Heat versus X Factor. This is Dynasty versus Diesel. Like you have this huge production, people get involved. It's exciting before they even start playing. Do that, paint the grass black, and have pink shell paintballs. You would see every freaking paintball going through the air. For your average viewer, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting thing because and Meter's in here right now, and he did his Astro event. It got really good results, and I think there is something to that. Like just doing some small regionals. The Go Sports thing is a little bit tricky with the that side of things, and honestly, like having pros at the event is also a big draw. I would argue.
Yeah, that's true.
I would argue that a lot of people are going to be like for instance, imagine you're a D5 player, right? You want to one of the things that you're doing to get part of that $2,300 is like, well, it's the experience. How good am I? Can we actually win one of these things? And then I'm also possibly going to see Kyle from AC Diesel or Alex Goldman. Is going to be there, or I want to see Dynasty play, or I want to see X Factor play. Those are my guys, but I also have this tournament I'm going to play, so it's a little bit of both. If I'm just going there and then the top thing that's going to happen is watching Wrecking Crew win the event, like, cool, but I want to see the pros play. And I do believe that that's part of it. Yeah, but a controlled environment is absolutely, I think that would be pretty cool.
Well, and I'll give a counter argument to that if you're doing pro games all throughout a season of the year, you may have pros near you at a tournament you can go watch or play, at least you can go meet them and have that experience without playing. So this is going to make you laugh because I've played paintball so long and competitively, but Vegas this year, that was my first NXL tournament I ever went to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I work so much and I'm always busy. Like I rarely get away on a vacation. Like almost every vacation I've taken the past 15 years was a paid vacation working. So be able to go and just enjoy myself. I had a bunch of teams that wanted me to play for them. And I told them, like, honestly, I just want to go watch and enjoy myself. Like I've never done that. All the WC tournaments I was playing in, like, the old MPPL stuff, I just was always, doing stuff. So it was pretty cool, and I got to sit in the stands. Ryan, when you were kneeling down next to the snake.
For the national, I thought you said the national anthem.
The Spick and Span show.
Yeah, that was you in there?
You're like pointing, you're like trying to find me, and I was like, yeah! That was just a blast, dude. Just like doing stuff like that, it was fun. So
Seth was actually the one yelling at you during the fit game.
Oh, yeah. I was also in Dallas screaming "fuck you" in the big game.
I was not in Dallas, but
Not that you know.
Yeah. He walks away, throws his wig in the trash can. My job here is
Takes the
done.
fit shirt off. It's a Dynasty shirt.
I love you guys.
I did actually meet the chick who, whatever you want to call it, screams for PB Fit and insults people. She was really cool and nice, and then she just left. She used to be a cheerleader, I guess.
She's super nice. Yeah, she really is. I mean, aside from the thing, like, as long as you're not in the business,
nice chick.
as long as you're not in the business end of it, she's pretty nice. Yeah.
When we were practicing 2 weeks before the event, too, she was at Fit, and I was like coming back from.
Does she go to warm up like by?
No, I think I don't know. But Mouse was taking a little break, and we're all on the field, so I was headed back to the field, and I heard her, like, kind of, like, verbal was over there. And she came up to Mouse, and her introduction was, "Do you know who I am?" To him. He's like,
To Mouse?
yeah. He's taking, like, a little break, but I didn't hear him chirp anything back.
Meter said something interesting, too. So rather than just kind of doing a standalone, but this is tricky because everybody has to partner with each other, but you would do like 5 different standalone events and have 4 teams at each one, although then we wouldn't have, right? And so like we would start at the WCPPL event and then go to like end in Florida, and like Florida would be the last shebang. Although we would still need to play 5 times throughout the season, and I don't know if we'd follow the WCPPL. Like, so it would like put us in a division. So like if it was
they talked about doing this a few years back, or many years back.
Right.
Regions.
Yeah, regions.
So you would play like
was what they did with the standalone minor events, right? There was like they were supposed to segregate the 2 teams, right? Like there would be half of guys would play in one, and then the other half would play in this one.
Yeah, like in Northeast.
Yeah, that's what they kind of should have done. But
imagine that's how a lot of sports are, right? Like basketball, you have regions like East Coast, West Coast, or like college, it's more localized, like Mountain West region out here for college basketball and football. Like it would make sense to do that, and I know Mike Hinman, I talked to him, and he really is interested in doing more regional events. In fact, I talked to him, and I'm not ready for this yet, but I said I would love to do an appendage of the WCPL in Utah as a regional, like, part of the WC. And he said he likes that idea. Currently, we just have one field. I'm trying to add another one just up north, and then a second one at my location. But I think that would be a really cool idea. It just brings more people in. So WC makes more sense for us to play, and we will next year. The prize money's better. The entry's lower. It's closer to us. I love what Mike Hinman's done with it. I mean, I can't believe how much it's grown. It's ridiculous. I mean, when I used to play, there was like 90 teams that signed up, and I think his last tournament was like 150. Like that's awesome. That's so awesome. I'm always trying to grow the sport of paintball. Anything I can do, I will do. I hook people up all the time selling products. I message people on Facebook, national buy sell trade pages, and give them deals and stuff, because I know how expensive it is to play, and it's every little bit helps. The more we get out there, the greater. I mean, Vegas, we had 343 teams. Texas, we had 242. Still a ton, but I think that means the West Coast is cooler. So I think more West Coast tournaments is better, but
it's just expensive. And I was talking to Garrett from NECTR actually today, and he was like, "Why not have the event?" And we went over this with Tom. I think I don't want to call it a year ago, but maybe at the beginning or the end of one of the seasons, I think I remember a while ago. And it's just kind of like you put a point on a map, you draw a circle, and you see what cities are within a 4-hour and an 8-hour driving distance, because that's kind of the threshold. And then you say, all right, well, what are these? Like, what does this bring? Because that's the reason Arizona is got perfect weather in the spring and in the fall. Obviously, we're not going to go there. But like,
beautiful down there.
So why don't we go there instead of Texas? And the reason is you draw that circle, and the bottom's like, Mexico. And then you got California, which is great, but then you got the ocean on the 8-hour side, like the sphere of influence out of Arizona isn't great, and it overlaps with Vegas. And then Texas, obviously there's a ton of teams there. California would be great. It's just everything. Nobody even really likes California these days. I don't even think people would come. I think you have to get, what were we joking about the other day? Like, I forgot what it was. Like, we got to get vaccinated before we get on the plane. They check your ID cards.
Oh, yeah.
Someone was like, really? Like, yeah.
Oh, geez. I get that. And Texas, I think, is just a timing thing. We're going there the wrong time of year. It's like literally the worst storm season when we go there, and it just needs to be shifted. I understand there's a lot of areas we do tournaments that have the same problem, but when we just went to Texas, that is literally, if you look at their history, the worst tornado, storm, hurricane part of the year for them.
Yeah, there were tornadoes last year, same time.
Even a month earlier, like, it is better. Like, I don't know. It's something's got to change on the Texas side because their weather is nuts. I mean, I used to live in Missouri and Kansas, and it was nuts there, but their weather is insane. So I don't know exactly the solution for that because, like I said, Chicago has bad weather, right? Classically, Chicago is a muddy, butthole most times when you go there. Florida has weather all the time, right? I mean, like, it's...
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, everywhere but California really just kind of sucks. But then California sucks too.
Yeah. But we got the best weather.
No, sorry, we got the best weather.
California gives you cancer is what I understand, or something,
Yeah, at least everything says that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prop
I think
65.
everything gives you cancer these days.
Everything gives you cancer these days. But yeah, and Dylan, that's the thing that we can't do Phoenix because it just doesn't work. It just doesn't, not many people are there. There's people aren't there.
Yeah, Arizona weather-wise makes sense, but I get it's just kind of out of the way. We played a tournament years ago. In fact, I have a medal from it. It's the first tournament I ever medaled in. It was the XPL. I don't know if you remember that. It wasn't lived long. It joined with the WCPL after the second season or something like that.
I don't know. I remember the last West Coast league before WC. I remember it was the Great Western.
Great Western.
The Pan Am, then Great Western. That's all I remember.
Someone said Hawaii, Cancun. I think the solution is we should just get like 5 houses in all the biggest cities in the United States, and we'll just move based on the seasons.
Move based on the seasons.
Yeah, that seems like the best idea.
Someone who said it in here, everyone needs to move South Florida. And GF7 living in Miami. I like that. There is... Someone mentioned it. It was like, why doesn't the NXL just invest in 5 super parks across the country or use some existing ones and add to it? Yeah, Chris, that was kind of their plan with the Philly event, was to buy a land, buy area. And I don't know exactly what happened, but yeah, the super parks, then you got to have someone manage it and run it. And if it's just, that's again a logistical nightmare, but certainly not a bad idea. Good investment.
I mean, it would make more sense to put a paintball tournament like they used to do in the late 90s in like a sporting dome, like remember the Superdome?
Yeah, but again, it's too expensive. It's more of those are novelties.
Oh, it's super expensive, but it's an event you set up and you leave, right? Like motocross. They bring in truckloads of dirt, make a motocross track where a basketball court used to be, and then kit it out of there afterwards. It's so much money, but that's what they do for events like that.
Well, yeah, but they also sell out that stadium.
Oh yeah, and paintball would have to do the same.
Yeah, that's kind of far from. Although there is talks of an ESPN deal coming through again. I know one of the things that they talked about was very similar to that. Actually, one of the pitches that they had was.
Was that news released, or you just released it?
I don't know.
I think you just released it.
They were talking. They're talking.
Juicy. Oh, hit the juicy button.
Yeah,
we need juice.
They were talking to a big sports company.
What did I say?
ESPN.
Yeah, it's a big sports company. Was there? What else? Who else makes sports?
I don't know.
Yeah, TNT basketball. No, I don't think so.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Anyway, I don't know if that's news or not. I just said ESPN because that's the only sports company I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have said Disney.
Well, if that goes down, I'd be willing to bet you that it would be ESPN paying for the venue because they think that we would get that much viewership and money from it. That's the only way that would happen, I think, having a big arena.
Well, anyway, what I was getting at was one of the pitches that I was in a meeting for was completely changing, you're going to love this, completely changing the format to something that more people can relate to and like. So they would do like a build out of, they would import a bunch of dirt into like a big stadium and then make like trenches and houses and like CQB stuff that would look like Call of Duty. And I was like, no. No.
Just go.
Yeah.
Cover airsoft if you want to do that.
Yeah, go play airsoft or go film a woods ball event or something if that's what you want.
Exactly.
Don't change the core of our sport. I'm sorry, but I love a grass or turf field with air bunkers. There's limits, there's angles, there's set sizes of bunkers. I hate the whole. I used to play woods ball a ton. I grew up playing woods ball, at a farm, actually. Had farm buildings, had trees, all kinds of crap. But the first thing we did after we played there was we built a speedball field on the end of the farm out of like boards and tires and crap. Because that's what we wanted to play, you know, like, I don't know. We need the separation. I think all forms of paintball are great, but you need the precision, set boundary, you know, format of speedball. And then you can also have, you know, hyperball and mounds fields and, you know, woods ball and all that stuff.
But and I think everybody needs to remember, I think, let me see, it's in this notepad right here. We had Bart on. No, this isn't the old notepad. Whatever the old notepad is. But basically, what a lot of people are forgetting, because I see, oh, well, they had pillow fighting on, and it's like at a bar, and then they had like someone else is mentioning a couple other shows. It's like, how come the paintball's not on it? It comes down to the ability to produce the show. Pillow fighting needs like 2 pillows, and then whatever they're fighting in or around. Like there's that one where they have to hit the balloon, you know, on the ground. So you set up a really small, like you can literally film pillow fighting in our garage. I mean, in our studio. Sorry. And
hey, new idea.
Yeah. But yeah, we should turn the camera around and just have 2 people belting each other. But the idea is you can do that with like very few cameras. Nobody's getting wet, messy, or anything. You can do it close enough to an internet tower where you could stream everything with high bandwidth. Whereas like the infrastructure of getting a webcast to wherever it is out in paintball land, and then setting all that shit up, and like even one field alone is bigger than it's, you know, you can fit 2 fields or 3 fields on a football field. Like there's not a lot of space that allows for being able to film that, and then getting the right angles and having cameras everywhere. So it's a very, very costly production, and that's why you're gonna see beanbag tossing and like these stupid obscure sports that have blown up in popularity.
Cornhole.
Yeah, because you can get every single angle from one angle. Like you need you essentially need one camera to stream that shit.
Yeah.
Right? And there's never going to be like, what just happened?
It's like a low investment, low cost to produce it. So
low
it's
entry.
Like, why not? Right?
Yeah.
Like paintball has to have net. You're controlling projectiles. You're playing paintball. You're controlling thousands of projectiles a second. They're flying everywhere. Like, so you gotta have netting. You gotta have, you know, the ground has to be right. Like, yeah, it's a huge production. I mean, even so, when I ran my company's called Vendetta Paintball, and we did street ball tournaments last year. Did 2 of them. So you come, put your name in a hat. It gets drawn out. You get put on a team, and then you have 30 minutes to walk the field and get to know your team, and then you play. And we did a webcast at one of them. It was just like a camera through the netting, and you know, my buddy just kind of turned it and streamed it or whatever. And you know, even getting that set up took us a little bit of doing and buying equipment and like just, I mean, you know, it was super low budget, but it was, you know, something, I guess, for people to watch.
Yeah.
But it's cost a lot of money to produce anything. So, and the more complicated the sport, the more expensive it is to produce.
Absolutely. And Dan Shelley asked about reball ever been in TV conversation for paintball. You know, it's not so much the mess that the problem is, and the cost of the paintballs isn't the issue. It's the cost of the actual setup and production. Like if they were going to do a one-on-one, like we did the Rage in the Cage, those 3-man events, they were okay. We did all indoor, you know, packaged for TV, and it was okay production. It wasn't fantastic, but you know, it's not like that's not the issue. It's the rest of it as you expand outward, and then just being able to just showcase it, you know. Obviously the live sport element is very difficult, as a lot of you have seen, especially with weather and all this other stuff. And a lot of people can, if you know paintball already, you know paintball. It's pretty easy to watch, but like go watch paintball with someone who's never seen it before, and you know, they're like, whoa, okay. You almost need to change it slightly. A mix between what Oliver was doing. I mean, I think the 3-on-3 is pretty cool too. Yeah, ultimate taser ball. You just need like excitement, right? And I
want to give you a controversial opinion about the 1v1 series. So I watched all of it. Watched your guys' pro matches, watched, you know, the normal people playing through. And at first, when I had heard about it, I was like, dude, this is a freaking amazing idea. I love this idea because 1v1s are fun. And then I watched all the series, and I was like, you know what? It's kind of got boring in the middle. And I was like, why is this not as exciting as it was when I was first watching it? And I think the the thing that needed to change was they needed to put a big bunker in the middle of the field, because you could see each other at the start of the point, and it was just like everyone did the same thing, the same breakout every single point. They had eventually changed a few things, but it was just like the same breakout over and over again, and it was short. So I'm like, man, if you put like a pyramid or some big bunker in the middle, you'd have to break out a different way because you can't see your opponent. You don't know which way they're going.
Yeah, but think about this. Like, have you ever watched tennis?
Yes, I've watched tennis.
Same breakout every
It's
time.
also boring.
But it's boring to some people, right? Like a lot of people, of people really
Some
love
people
that
get
sort of
into
thing. Yeah, and you're kind of looking at the technicalities and like little things, and it's just there's a lot of different things that people find more exciting than others, and that's where it is, right? This is we just are now circling back to that quintessential issue of owning whatever product that you're creating. It's never going to be good enough for everybody. Everybody's going to have that opinion, like, of whatever and how they feel that it can be better served. And I definitely like the regional traveling pro events. I think that's a cool concept. Obviously, being able to decrease the entry fee and the boundaries to be able to come into the event. However, think about this. Vegas was the biggest non-World Cup event ever. World Cup already is larger than the logistically too big for the venue that they have. They literally cannot hold any more people, and I believe, hopefully nobody from the city is watching this, that after the inspectors go around and look at everything and go, okay, everything's great, they pull all the stakes back as soon as they walk out, and then they extend them all the way as far as the boundaries can go to fit more parking and more another field out there. And so what's happening and what you're gonna do is like supply and demand, right? If you're selling $25 cases of paint or $20 cases of paint like HK does, eventually you're gonna run out of paint, and then you gotta raise the price. You gotta understand like the economics of it. Like if they lower the entry fee for everybody by $1,000 and go to some Joe Schmo field, they're still gonna max the event out. So they're maxing the event out right now, and I mean, I don't want to say like I don't think they're taking advantage of any of the teams out there. I just think that that's like what it costs to run something at this scale. And unfortunately, because of the amount of time it takes to run an X-ball match, the economics aren't there. If it takes 30 minutes or an hour per match, no matter really how you can't squeeze any more matches on a field in a day. Which means that in order to like expand, you just need another field. But at that point, you're maxed out on the field. So like you're spending exactly how much it costs to run the field, because there's no way to make it profitable unless you decrease the amount of time that each team gets on the field. Then you can squeeze a couple more teams, yeah.
I had an idea about that. I think it was a while back you guys were talking about this. It was when what tournament did they do the different format with the buzzers on the 50s? Was that that wasn't it?
It was a one-on-one league that Go Sports put on.
That was cool. The ultimate
shootout.
Yeah. So I think we talked about this before on the show or whatever, but like sometimes you get those points where it lasts like 8, 9, 10 minutes, and
they did the exhibition at World Cup also.
Yeah, World Cup. That's what it was. Sorry, that's what I was talking about. So my idea to get rid of that was that, so in basketball they have a shot clock, and it starts ticking down. If you left the game exactly how it was, but you made it so that when the point starts, a 3-minute shot clock starts counting down, and you basically have 3 minutes to score a point. If you don't, then the point ends. And there would be more details to that, but I think that would get rid of long points and make games shorter. So I think that would be, and also having a point system where if you finish a point under 30 seconds, you get 2 points instead of 1 when you hit the buzzer.
They tried to do that exhibition in World Cup and it failed miserably, but there is definitely some tweaks. The problem is a lot of pro players, we need some tweaks for sure. A lot of players out there are just so stuck in the ways that they just like don't even want to adapt anything else. But there needs to be a change some way, somehow of something. I do like the idea of giving bonus points for quick,
Yeah, it would encourage
wins.
fast play, which everyone loves to watch. Fast points are insane. Like when someone runs through the middle and shoots 4 people like in the first 10 seconds, which doesn't happen very often. It's just it's fun. It's exciting. You're like, oh, holy crap, what did they just do?
And Mafia pointed something out. Long points make games shorter, and short points make games longer, right? Because of the breaks, and that is absolutely true.
Right.
But long points make games more boring to watch. Whereas and I mean, again, this is just our opinion. Some people really like, ooh, who's gonna make that, like, that edge of your seat? Who's gonna mess up first? I mean, I like a 1-0 game, though, in my opinion, is not exciting. So there needs to be some sort of...
When people run out of paint, it gets boring. And I love paintball. And I watch an hour of paintball a day, if not more. Like, I watch matches over and over again sometimes. And when you get to the point where everyone's out of paint and no one's shooting, and they're just not trying to make a mistake, it gets boring. Like, it just does.
Yeah,
people just sit in their bunkers.
And there it is, right? There it is. 9-5 games are more exciting than 3-2 games. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think one of the things that they could have done, and they can do a little bit, is just make it single deck. Okay, I think our games are 15 minutes now. Do a 12-minute match, single deck, with 45 seconds between points, or a minute between points. Because in that 1 minute, right?
There you go.
In that 1 minute, so you're saving off the 3 minutes there, and I think I'd have to talk to Jason on, like, because there's a big mathematical equation on whether or not you can fit everything into one day. But what it would do is it would force teams to not be able to run the same 5 guys all the time, so it would make depth of roster really important. But then it would also allow for that 1 minute break to add a commercial, talk more about what's happening, and give like an explanation of a breakdown of what just happened, what the next team needs, a highlight on a player, to be able to create more of a story based around everything, which would then in turn maybe make the events a little bit more exciting. And if you did something like, if there are 5 NXL events and say 10 teams are in the Vegas, 10 pros are in Vegas and 10 pros play Dallas event, and then another 10 players play Atlantic City, and another 10 the same guys play Chicago, so you have 2 groups there, you can actually get them to go. And then our other 2 events would be, we would have to play the WCs, and the rest of the teams would have to play the MVPSs or something like that, right? So you get, we'd play awesome. Locals, we'd be 10 teams would be, that's what our 4 events, and then we go to the finals at World Cup. But what it would do is it would make those events, a pro event would only have 10 pro teams, allowing you to do single deck every single time.
Single deck is better, in my opinion. For sure.
I think that would be cool. And then we could do split deck at Mike's League, and it'd just be a different thing. So you gotta have to always, or the local league that you're playing in. But again, the MVPS, I think Tyler just said 146 teams at MVPS. 146
That's
teams.
Awesome.
So,
and I think the UXBL that Mike just purchased in Texas, it didn't have over 100 teams last tournament too.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Or 90 teams or something like that.
I mean, that's what, 4 leagues besides the NXL that are over 100 teams a tournament. Like, that's awesome.
It sure is, man. It sure is.
I mean, that's what the sport needs, right? Like, to make all this stuff happen, like, one of the other things that so, like I said, Vegas was my first NXL event that I was there live for, at least. And I will not lie, the amount of bleachers that sit in the pro field was tiny.
Yeah, they botched it big time.
Way more bleachers.
Oh, man.
That.
They already knew.
We bought armbands too. Like, they would sell more armbands.
Oh, yeah.
Armbands, and we did VIP armbands too.
Oh, yeah. So. Of course they're selling those armbands. 500 seat capacity, 1,000 wristbands sold. Keep them flowing. Right. Keep them flowing. Keep them flowing.
Well, and it's a business model, right? So they've got to make money. So bleachers aren't super expensive. And if you're selling, I don't remember what the armbands were, $15, $20 a person. If you're selling 1,000 more armbands, I mean, that's $20,000 if it's $20 a person. So that's an easy no-brainer. There's no, bleachers don't cost $20,000 to rent. So there was the whole end of the field. What side was it? Not the one that was next to the other field, but it was away from it. You could have totally just put a whole set of bleachers behind the start box, and people could have watched that. Like, I would have gone over and sat there. Like, the last day we stood between the Dynasty Champions Club tent and the VIP tent because everything was sold out. We went to go buy more armbands and like we're sold out. I was like, oh, okay, well,
now you can
stand here then.
Now you got to get that Dynasty All Access pass now. You gotta get that
I totally do, man.
Next time you're in there. Oh boy, here goes the internet.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm joking. Sloan has just entered the building, and there's lots of
internet.
Yeah, there's lots of exposed wires everywhere. Don't touch anything. You want to come on the show? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that's all. I think this is a great discussion that we're always looking into.
It's a discussion that's always present. Like everyone has great ideas, and it's at the end of the day, we don't own the leagues.
Yeah.
Any of us.
But you know what we do own
is an opinion.
No, the media, baby. We own the media. We own the media.
I mean, you guys have influence, and I know you guys say you don't own the league or whatever, but you definitely have influence on the NXL.
No, you're absolutely right.
Whether it's a small amount or a large amount, you have influence on it 100%.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. And that is something that's right, you know, and like to be able to, I mean, I don't know if it's like swaying an opinion or swaying a vote or whatever, but having a discourse and being able to discuss exactly what is or could or whatever could happen. But definitely, you know, having an audience. I can't see my face. It just looks like you're talking. Having an audience that can help to break some sort of situations down, especially because we also have direct lines to Jason and Tom and to Bart and those types of things definitely help. And then PTG has the same sort of thing. So obviously, if you take all the media elite empires that in paintball, we definitely have the voice.
Well,
elite media empires.
You get some GF7s, you know, the GF7s of the world. They're gonna keep giving you money, and
dude, let's get we need GF7, and he's coming on the show next week. That's for sure. I think he's a little asleep right now. He's half asleep right now. I think he's out in Miami, maybe. I'm not totally sure. We're gonna figure this out, but we're gonna jam him on the show next week. We can talk about whatever you want. We're gonna get him one of those like little machines that shoot the dollar bills out. Get one of those sent over to his house. Yeah. Load that sucker up.
Make it rain.
Make it rain. But hey, we got to get Meter on right now because he's coming on next. But dude, this is an awesome conversation. I'm really glad that you. Persistence is key. So thank you. I forget, and just so everybody knows out there, I forget. I mean, like I have really good intentions when I'm like, yeah, let's do something, or like, I'll hit me up and we'll do this. I get like a lot of messages. We get a lot of messages on the things, and I'm like, okay, who is that? What would we say? So if I don't hit you back, like, don't feel bad. It's not bugging me. It's I'm forgetting. Straight up.
I started putting that now. I'm like, can you remind me?
I talked to Kyle of the players party.
Yeah.
And Kyle, you told me to message you on Instagram, so I did. But I don't think you even ever looked at it. And so I emailed Ryan.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him at the player party. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, you emailed me. He's like, email me again. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So it took several emails, but we got there.
It did. Yeah, we gotta fit it in. And dude, I'm glad that, again, persistence is key, and I'm glad that you reminded me. And honestly, like, if I tell someone to reach out, like, hey, remind me, like, next week. If you don't do it, and I see you again, and you say I forgot, like, just don't say I feel bad about messaging you, because if I ask you to message me, it's on.
Yeah.
And then if I say let's schedule it like 2 weeks, I'm gonna forget.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee. I'm gonna forget. I mean, dude, I'll put a calendar thing in these days.
I need an auto message that says, like, if I don't see this, send again another
no,
message,
dude,
please.
the move is you got to get the Apple Watch. Anytime I'm like, all right,
no,
set reminder.
I don't need more
right
reasons to, like, be
set reminder to do this. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. This has been great. I've watched the show for a long time. I've watched both of you play paintball for a long time, you know, so it was cool to meet you in Vegas. It's been cool to be on the show, and like I said, my goal is just to grow paintball in Utah and to grow paintball nationally. Like I just started a year ago, our field, but I'm doing everything I can to advertise, to help people out, to get people somewhere to play that has a good environment, has a good, you know, like I try and breed a culture at my field where people are comfortable. You don't have to worry about, like, you know, people being dicks, like all that kind of stuff. Like, I have a strict policy, man. If you're like lighting noobs up and stuff, I give you a warning. If you keep doing it, you're out of here permanently. Like, I don't stand for that kind of shit. Like, it's not. I don't want making people have a bad experience. And we get a lot of rentals in my field and a lot of recreational players. So I want people to have a good experience. So.
100%.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for stopping by.
Shout out to FRAIGE.
Yeah.
And, the magazine.
Yeah.
I got it. I love it.
We're Sloan, there's a picture of you.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna give one of these away on the show. We just sent one out, a signed copy last week. Also.
And everyone, if you don't support the show, get on here and support it. This fresh and minty Spick and Span shirt is courtesy of supporting the show.
Hell yeah!
I've also got an eggplant emoji and barrel condom and pouch on my Greenspan from it. You know, like
there we go.
It's totally worth it, dude. It's not even that much money, guys. Like you're helping the greatest show on earth to get bigger and better, and it's a couple bucks a month, man. Just do it.
We appreciate you, dude.
100%.
Thank you, Seth. And good stuff, dude. We're gonna I think this is good. I think we'll get Tom on in the coming weeks to kind of talk a little bit about that. Maybe he'll break the news that we may have already accidentally
juicy
let the juice slide out.
But for sure, guys. Well, let me know if you ever need anything, guys, and I would happy to be on again if you ever want me. And I've always got a fresh perspective and stuff, and
absolutely,
I like to like I said, build a sport.
All right, man. Let's stay in touch for sure.
Okay, appreciate it.
Awesome.
We'll see you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks, dude. All right, courtesy of the NECTR projector, Seth. Thank you for joining us. You know, I feel like you're kind of blocking my face. I don't think they can see me. Do you want to say anything? Yeah, what do you want to say? Was that a good show right there?
Oh no! Again?
Hold on. No, we're rolling. We're rolling. Okay, we're good. Are we good? We're good. Is it rolling?
Yeah, I think so.
Push roll. Yeah,
we're
good. All right. I don't know what happened. Sloan, I think you have. I think Sloan has some sort of
business suite
issues. Oh, we're back. We're back. All right.
Boys.
Yeah.
We ain't playing with no lighting up no noobs. No sir.
No way.
No sir. You out.
That's right. Speaking of being out, what do we got here? What do you do? What are you watching? You watching the eclipse right now?
Dude.
Tactical vest.
My sight I got right now.
Yeah, let's see it.
We're just running around.
You doing a marathon?
No. Call it maybe like 5 miles.
You just ran 5 miles?
Yeah.
What are you wearing right now? What's the fit?
You want a fit check? Hold on.
Are those holes in there to like get you go a little faster? Ventilation holes?
Yeah. Shit,
wow.
For the aerodynamic.
Dang.
Wow. Hokadoka.
The crow.
Nice.
You see the drip.
What do you keep?
Boys.
What do you got in that vest?
Oh, Sloan.
Look. You can say hi.
Hi.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
And when you want to say hi to him?
I did it.
Okay.
Then I gotta say Mike.
Cool. Yeah, that's good.
Mike.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
Mics are on.
So Meter, what's going on? Are we doing another astral projection event or what?
Hey, you
Want to.
about to be in the
I
snow.
definitely want to, and I'm looking at dates because, whatever, I'm kind of inspired.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be, I don't want to do X-Ball or 5-man. I want to do, I don't even know if I want to talk about it, but maybe over 5.
Over
Maybe
5.
7.
Maybe 7.
10.
6 man. 6 minute abs.
6-man, 8-man, one of those guys.
I like it.
Dude, that's the thing. You know what'd be cool is if like you get a power play, so it's like 6 man, right? But you got a guy, so you've got a guy on either 50, right? Okay? And if you want, you guys in the elevator to get down? If you want, you can like use a power play and then that person inserts themselves. So you get 2 power plays per event. So at one point in time you start and you get your extra man that just jumps in through the 50 into the snake. Dude!
I mean, I like that. When you just said that, I was thinking, like, what if you got a penalty and the other team got a body?
Well, that's like a trip. That's an exponential whammy.
But
No, but you see what I'm saying, right? Okay.
Point, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, what if, like, we're playing and then my team gets a major. The next point, oh my god.
You start with 5, but we get 6.
Yeah,
Hey, why you're not in the snow?
that's a good question.
There's definitely no snow.
That's a great question.
Funds are low, Sloan, or I would do
And
that.
where are you at?
I'm about to be home in Texas right now. But what other juice we got? I'm working on the Astro thing. It just comes down to scheduling, to be honest.
Yeah.
It just took. That first one took a lot out of me, just in regards of organizing it. If I can streamline the organization process, sky's the limit. But calling 12 different teams an hour each day to convince them it's going to happen, that was a lot.
Yeah.
So you're saying to run Astra takes about 12 hours to set it up?
Way more than that. It was like every day you had to talk to these guys, and then even then, still 2 people bailed. I was like, okay. But this next one, I'd like it to be way bigger. I want it to be like the size of an old 7-man event, which requires a field to have 3 fields and be open to, us taking it over for the weekend.
Yeah.
That's doable. I'm working on Alex getting a 3rd field going. If we can do that, then that's like easy peasy. Fit is also, super possible. It's just the parking at both these places, I fear, for the size of the event, would be a dream to hold. But
Don't hit your brother with that.
No, there's flies in our house.
Okay. She just walked off with the electric fly swatter.
I could hear it.
She snuck by you.
Yeah, she grabbed it underneath my legs.
Electrocution device.
Yeah, hopefully she doesn't cause any trouble with that. I have a sneaking suspicion she's going to. So, actually the cool ideas. I don't know. I'm gonna write my 6-man power play.
Yeah, I'm also open to ideas. The main thing about these Astro events is I want, in the event we do more, I want them all to be unique and different. And you guys were just talking about a bunch of different theories on how to improve things on a grand scale. And people can do that forever. And very little people ever put these things into demo or, live setting. And I kind of just want to be that in-between guy for ideas, so we can test things out, see what's actually valuable.
Yeah, that's something that the league always failed to do, was to put in, test something, right?
Yeah, and it's so
they're just all right, here's the new rule.
It's always money. It's we don't have enough money. It's dude, each pro team is organizing upward, a 6-figure number to compete every year.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can find some money to try some of these things out.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think? Because you squeaked into the second round in Dallas also. What do you think about how they're gonna run the next event?
Oh man, I really hope they consult more people than the people that are the majority owners of the league. Just because one's in and one's not, so it's I don't know. I could see it getting a little weird if you go off of Heat and Impact's opinions. What are
the current opinions that you've heard, and what do you think?
I really kind of stayed out of it. I just knew everything the day of when we were kind of organizing to not play. And, a lot of people were talking about doing, the blind layout for Atlantic City, which no matter what decision's made, 10 teams are getting owned, Now, you can only mitigate, if they do the makeup tournament on Thursday, I think you're owning all 20 teams to some degree. And then the blind layout, you're owning everybody, but I don't think you can really put out a layout in good faith, personally. Or you finish this event way before Atlantic City, but I know they're not going to do that. So I think Wednesday, blind layout, and then there's a lot of talk. People want to finish it on the Lone Star layout or not. And I don't know. I think you just finish it as soon as possible. Give the guys who played in that tournament a day off, and then we rip the blind layout.
Yeah, I mean, I think that with the amount of time that everybody has to spend on the Lone Star layout, I think that they should release the layout for the event the exact same way as they would have before, and let everybody choose the amount of time that they would like to dedicate towards it. Obviously, the bottom 10 teams will dedicate the entire weekend, but I think that it gives because all the top teams practice 2 weekends in a row right now. I think except for Impact, but that kind of shows. And I think that second weekend, all the top 10 teams can play the Lone Star layout. You have a solid 2 to 3 day practice on that. They have then the following weekend, the Wednesday, they release the field layout, and then all the teams can choose to spend the amount of time that they would like split between those two. Obviously, where their focus is, but you're going to still have so much time to be able to play the Lone Star layout, and even halfway through the day on Sunday, you can just throw the Lone Star layout back up and just kind of refresh yourself over it. Rather than doing.
I like that as well. I don't think, and let's be honest, it's you play these layouts, and by the time, if you're in the afternoon bracket, you're gonna play the way the layout is being played.
Mm-hmm.
You find the meta. So if you get really technical here, you're only affecting whatever team from the Lone Star Open who's competing. If you have the morning bracket, doing it that way, because I imagine you're going to try and divvy your time up, depending on your team, of course, but you're probably going to go 75 Atlantic City and then 25 refresher on the Lone Star. So then, I don't know. I like that idea. I don't love blind layouts.
I don't either.
It's just
a consensus.
I mean, it's just also the practice the weekend before. I mean, I don't know.
It just botches all that, and then, since we are one of the teams who has to kind of game plan for all options, is it affects who we practice, because let's say we practice Dynasty, whatever, 2 teams that are in the tournament, Lone Star tournament, and then 2 teams or 1 team that's not. It's that one team, odd team out, is going to get screwed on the weekend. At least, half the day probably.
And isn't that a big reason, too, why the layout's not dropping is because the brackets haven't been decided yet, so you could end up practicing a team on the actual layout that will be in your prelims bracket?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think it's a big deal, but is that a concern that went into the decision?
I think
we should put the stake in it and it not being a big deal.
I agree.
Yeah. I think you can kind of roll the dice there. And you can kind of, if it happens, it happens. But,
yeah.
And again, if you practice a team on the layout, let's take Lone Star, for example. It's not like anybody did anything that was whoa, that was a move. There wasn't any surprises.
No, I mean, to be honest, you could, how do I want to phrase this? On the Lone Star, there's a guy, I don't know if you guys can see this, but
we can only see you.
We'll just keep it going.
You could try to show.
Trying to be a mime right now.
Let's see it.
He just jumped off the thing, but he was just...
Jumped off what thing?
Sorry. He was on this little edge, but he was miming, he was climbing a ladder.
Oh.
It's maybe not show that. But, so the Lone Star Open really didn't have a meta. It was pretty much an individual's field. Big moves happened from individuals. There was not a ton of setting up. The field's kind of segregated just on if the team sent 3 Dorito-way or 3 Snake-way or in the middle, I didn't really see anything that was this is the way we have to play it. You could kind of play it any style. So if any layouts to split, that's a great one to split, because it's not the amount of 6 weeks of practice on it's going to make you that much better, in my opinion, unless you give it to the Russians, but I'm sure they're going to have their routes up and overs figured out anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that they have decided just yet. But
you need to find
I
like
got
the.
something I want to bring up. I got something.
Let's hear it.
All right, the reffing. I want to talk about the reffing.
All right.
This past event. It's not like attacking the refs. I think there's a lack of refs, and in the field with that technical of the middle, there needs to be guys in the middle. Like, just period. Not guys laying down. There needs to be a guy or two in the diamond looking, because there's so much ridiculous stuff that happened. And the guys calling the penalties were like the blue side Dorito refs watching it off in the back. And it's like, this is, I don't know. I don't give a ton of my time to the game for the shit that I saw at this event.
So almost like a ref
pretty much there in the middle.
On the inside, but like maybe like two refs at that 50
if it's gonna
brick
be a diamond like
on
that,
the inside.
You have a guy standing on one brick, and you have a guy standing on the other one, because you watch and you see how it's this constant
on the
trade.
inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that poor ref is just gonna get bunkered.
Oh yeah, he's gonna like, oh, there's someone there.
Yeah, that poor guy's just gonna get bunkered all day long.
I mean,
put him in one of those mech suits.
That's what it is. It's better than the just lawlessness out there.
Yeah, good luck getting someone to sign up for that. That's
you can have just
money talks.
You can have like a
Money
medieval.
talks.
What about like a medieval suit of armor?
Yeah, the mech warrior.
Yeah.
Haven't you guys seen those guys at ST Village?
Like Kevlar, like shark-proof chainmail.
I like shark-proof.
All I know
Yeah,
is
getting cleated by A-Rod every 3 points.
He's in the middle and he's making the calls correctly.
Yeah, he just can't see because he's got gogged 15 times.
He's got an extra pair of goggles. We got him. We take care of our refs.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I think I figured it out. We've now. That was like I just got an epiphany from you just saying that. Next Astro event. Yeah, next Astro event has multiple center structures: a 50 diamond, a center square, and a snake side rectangle. And you have Astro refs sitting in the middle of all three of those to test the theory.
And we have no outside refs. We do it from the inside out.
Inside out, yeah, inside out, yeah.
What if there was like a ref platform above the middle of the field that was like plexiglass?
Now we're
so you
talking.
could look down.
A platform.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Like a hanging, like
they
they
could have
did.
a big structure.
Chicago 10-man zipper field.
Like-
they have refs like on the top.
Like they do at the concerts, you know?
Exactly. Snake maze layout with
Perfect.
fully enclosed, encapsulated events and things.
We solved it.
We solved it, dude. We just
I
solved
just had to get that
paintball.
off my chest.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
it's like a center chair where he gets a controller and he goes across zip lines.
I saw a
And he
lot.
has a claw and he picks the guys up.
Yeah.
Like, extracts them from the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. Now we're going over good ideas.
I've got a guy who's got a claw on Narcos. Richie. He's got heavy machineries. We just get one of those big things.
The yellow.
He's
Yellow
got those big.
construction.
He said we can come drive his trucks anytime we want and like move dirt and smash things.
I like that.
It's bring your own car though. I said, do you guys have
Oh.
any old cars that we could smash? He says, I don't have any of those. But if you ever want to come over here and like smash big boulders, he's got us.
All right, I like
yeah,
that.
and then we can do that, huh?
Big rocks to little rocks.
Yeah, what do you big rocks, little rocks, all day long. Yeah. Shout out to Richie from Narcos. Yeah, let's go over there, move some dirt around. Like, all right, cool, dude. You guys get to do this for a living, and you're all right. See you guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, I like it. I
like going over the ideas, but sometimes I'm just like, doesn't it get tiring when it's like? I feel like there's a lot. These ideas
There's
are
no follow through. It's like
yes, these ideas are cool because they're a little outlandish and they're fun. But like when we're going over the same things, it's like, just how to make the sport better, how to make it like what's it gonna take so that we can make it visually more appealing. It's like
we just gotta like, it's not necessarily
doing the
following
same thing?
We don't always need to follow through with everything. We need to constantly brainstorm when things gonna happen. I got notes, dude. Look at this 6-man power play.
yeah, but
Write that down.
But those
Write
are
that down,
different.
underline it.
These
Write
are
it down
different.
right here. 6-man power play.
Yeah, for meter. But like the other, like there's constantly just going over ideas that are never gonna happen
Well, look.
or never get implemented.
Well, they could though, right? And then we write a bunch of notes down. Then we get Tom on the show in 2 weeks, and then we go, "Hey, man, look."
And then he's like,
I've
"Yeah,
got
that's
this
a
gonna
great
be-"
idea." It never happens.
Well, we just got to keep you just got to keep poking. You got to keep look at Seth.
Yeah.
He's emailed me once or twice a week for like 2 months, and now he's on the show. You just got to keep poking. You got to keep reminding people. And then when you find out it's a good idea, it works. And then you got a guy like Meter who's ready to throw it in there. He's like, "Let's do it. I will put a ref in a suit of armor." I bet you have a suit. You have a suit of armor, don't you, at your house? You got one of those big guys with the sword?
Full suit.
Yeah, full suit. Yeah. Got it on Sotheby's. Got it from Sotheby's a couple of years back.
Birthday present a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, Kyle. But Ryan does have a point. And we've made a lot of rule changes in the past. It sounds bad, but in the past decade, we're playing a totally different game. Now, if all those rule changes are good or not, who knows? But paintball is definitely up right now, and fucking whatever we can do to improve it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It's one of those, it's not broken, don't fix it. But can it get better? Probably, possibly. And I think that there's some good ideas and there's some funny, obviously I don't know if the claw is actually going to get implemented, but we'll throw it in there. Like that will be.
It's up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna put like claw.
Top of my list.
Yeah, claw. It's on the top of the list now. So when we talk to Tom, like we throw in a couple of good ideas, we throw a couple zingers, see what sticks. Dan Shelley said it. You make 100 calls, you talk to 10 people, close 1 sale. Business 101. Sales, dude. ABC, always be closing.
Life.
Chuck Schweezy always told me that. ABC, 6-man power play.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Eric Bays asks you just kind of like a small merge onto an intersection, right hand turn.
You need it.
Who wins the rap beef, Drake or Kendrick?
I already answered for them.
Kendrick.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, right there.
Eric Meter is on Team Kendrick. Okay.
Yeah, we're divided. I ain't with no pedo shit.
Okay.
That was an outlandish call out that he did there.
Yeah.
I haven't heard.
No
I don't know anything. What's going on?
I wasn't gonna begin to start unraveling it.
I know who Drake is, and I think I know who Kendrick Lamar is.
It goes deep.
There's even too much for me to keep up on now.
Dude, have you seen?
I want to say this. It's like really lame that these guys who are like multimillionaires are like.
Yeah, it's getting a little childish. And now when I'm getting the the Apple News notifications, like here's what's going on between Kendrick and Drake. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, Bloomberg reporting on Kendrick and Drake. It's like, dude, stop it.
Yeah, now the spy's getting affected. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my QQQ calls are going down because Kendrick dissed Lamar. Hey, I've got a question for you. This is a good one. Are you gonna take us on the tour of your shower, or what are you doing in there?
Yeah, we can go in the shower. I was going upstairs because I don't have a charger. My phone's gonna die.
Have you seen the Tom Brady roast?
I've seen a lot of the good parts. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Has anybody seen who hated it?
No, I said I haven't either.
Has anybody here watched it?
Hinchcliffe went crazy. That's all I know.
Yeah. The roast is it might be the funniest stand-up I've ever seen. There are some cringeworthy parts and like pretty hard.
There's some tough stuff.
Yeah, there's some tough stuff in there. Tom had to interject a little bit when one of them was talking shit about Robert Kraft.
Yeah, but that was the most odd one to question. Like, let your kids get ripped, your ex-wife get ripped, but no, I'm gonna draw the line at Mr. Kraft.
Mr. Kraft. And then I don't know. It was I'm only halfway through, but I was laughing. I was dying on that one. The Anchorman bit was a little lame.
I think I missed that one. Yeah. That part.
Kevin Hart said it was like one of the funniest pieces of comedy in like ever.
It was good. I mean, the little TikToks I've seen, they're all hits.
Yeah, they roasted Jenner, Kris Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner. That was good.
I didn't hear it.
They got.
Is he there?
Dude, it
or
was
she?
Good. I don't think so,
right.
But they don't care who's around. You just no
yeah,
one's safe.
I know.
No one is safe.
I like that we could have some humor like that.
It's back. I mean, we haven't had anything that like spicy and.
Dude,
it
was
bad. Since the Chappelle show.
Dude, it was gnarly. Like some of the stuff that they were saying, and you're like, woof,
dude,
man.
Like I said, I got everything that Tony Hinchcliffe said, and I was like, my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to somebody earlier today. They're like, "Did you hear the joke about?" They were telling like one of the jokes of Aaron Hernandez, and it turned out to be like it was like Edelman, and I was like, "Oh, dude, that was like not that was not the one I was thinking of.
Oh, dude,
There's
there's a bunch of
Hernandez ones
Hernandez
are really
insanely
bad. Those ones are like,
out there.
ugh. Ugh.
Yeah.
Jenner faster than Goldman, though. I believe
So
it.
that,
Just like that.
So
Let's
new
call-
support goat.
Yeah, the new support goat.
GF7.
GF7.
let's go.
Let's go. He's on it. He's on our level. He's on our level. All right. Yeah, that was good.
Pate Smith, Law is good for a lot of these, so I'm sure he loves it. Those type
Oh,
of
dude, I'm
jokes.
sure he loved those jokes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was. Pate, have you seen the roast? Get him on there. I bet he's probably watching it right now. That's something I highly recommend on that one. I highly recommend that one.
Night.
All right. What do you say we can give some stuff away here in a minute? What else do we got on the docket here? We've got the TB roast. Cross that one off right there. What do you got going on this next couple of weeks?
I gotta make some money.
Internet stuff, yeah.
Yeah, the
Gotta
internet
work.
just goes all the way down again.
Oh, we're lagging.
Got to go to work. Dropped frames. Yeah.
Oh, we're coming back?
It zooms back up. There it is. It's just weird. The internet just completely drops, and then the internet, it just
Like it says we're at 7,000, but it's at red bars.
yeah. We're not doing great. Yeah, we're
getting throttled right now.
yeah, we're getting throttled. They know what we're talking about it.
Robert Kraft.
Camille,
Pulling the plug.
yeah. Someone's pulling the plug. Camille's up there downloading movies and streaming and doing all sorts of stuff. Who knows what? Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with this internet. We need to we've had some issues here for a couple days, and I tested it. There was I'm not sure. We're good now. We're back up and running. I'm watching. I got a little meter over here. Yeah, you
I'm
like that?
watching too.
Yeah.
I'm all over this thing.
Risk versus reward, both sides can be used strategically to make a comeback. All right, 6-man power play. I'm really behind that one. I think actually, honestly, and I tried to do it at one of our practices, and I have a whole match filmed. It was kind of fun, like the little match thing that we did, which was similar to what they did at World Cup. Mine was like a little bit better with the scoring opportunities, but it wasn't great.
It's tricky. It's definitely tricky to. I vaguely remember you telling me you filmed something, but
Yeah.
I mean, we're all super attached and accustomed to this game that we're playing right now. So it gets kind of hard for, the old goats to make these new ideas. I'm curious, if there's any younger audience or, the new guys. There's so many new players, younger new players in the game. I wonder what they think of anything or what they'd want to play. Because we've had a taste of everything. And so we've kind of settled with, it seems like whatever the lesser of all evils is. Because, the biggest evil is, a blind layout and buzzers and, coaching. But we have tarnished opinions, I feel like. So I'm curious, if these, the Team USA guys, younger group, what do they think? What would they want to play? But who knows? I don't know them.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to work on the stream here.
Back end.
Yeah, I don't even know what any of this stuff means or why it would just kind of stop. But output. Anybody know about things about video bitrate? We're back. Okay, I just moved the video bitrate down to 4,500 kpbs. I think that's isn't KPBS? Isn't that the
Kid show?
The public broadcasting system?
Yeah, I think Elmo was on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sesame
Elmo.
Street.
Sesame Street.
Barney.
Yeah, we got encoder preset. I might need to get Mafia to take a look. I'm gonna screenshot this and send it over to our boy Mafia and
Are
see
you
what's.
hardwired in or are you Wi-Fi in this?
Dude, we've been Wi-Fi in the production for
Yeah,
since
hardwired.
day one,
that's,
dude.
That's the problem. We
Yeah.
need a 100-foot Ethernet cable, and you guys will not have a problem.
That's true.
You think so?
Yeah, that is
I know
true.
so. You just do it for the show, and then you take it out. But 100%, that's your problem.
You know what can happen? You've been here. You know what would happen if there was a 100-foot yellow little cable that went from my living room all the way down to here.
You put well, you've been to my place. You know those electric mats I have for the dogs?
No.
to keep them off the furniture.
Oh, really?
Put that over the whole wire?
Yeah, 100 feet of that.
Or we take the protective coating off of it, so if you touch it, it
get
electrocutes you.
I like that. Yeah, just a couple newborns and a 5-year-old. And
They'll survive.
Pair of dogs.
I put all sorts of stuff in outlets. I'm here. I'm marginally.
There's nothing wrong with me. Look at me. I'm all right.
The thing.
I think we're good.
That's the wave.
That's the way of the future, huh?
Yeah.
We've got this like fancy little mesh system that we got mesh stuff, and
it slows it down even more.
It slows it down, dude. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth Swedish stream. But
what's crazy is that it was fine and now it's not fine.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. We had everything. We had a great show.
To the plan or something?
Was that
preemptively getting them logged in?
Dude, I don't know. We're going. Let's go to speed test. I'm gonna show them.
Maybe the business suite people throttling your stuff.
Dude, maybe I gotta clear the cache. I gotta clear the cache.
That's good.
Or I gotta clear the cookies. We're okay. So we're uploading. We're cruising. I think. Is that downloading at 38 MB kbp mbps maybe bips.
It might just be Camille's running Napster when you're trying to do the show.
Uploading at around just under 30 mbps. Oh no, we're up to 35 mbps. Well, you know what that just means. We just got to give. We got to go ahead and give some stuff away before we lose everybody. Because if we did it, too many windows open, slowed it down. Need to increase virtual memory. I need to increase the screen size here so I can read all this stuff. Run it through the walls, silly goose. Thank you, Adam. Drill holes in the wall.
Are we practicing, you guys, meter? I think I heard.
I'd love to.
I heard that before on the Lone Star layout at some point.
I
don't know if that was that's still a thing.
I'm in. I did hear something about it. I just don't know who these other teams are that we're going to play.
Who's doing what now?
I don't know enough to say anything officially, but I think Diesel and X Factor are going to practice like the 2 weekends before, the first weekend of the 2 weekends, I think. Right?
Yeah, I thought I heard something like that.
The first weekend of the 2 weekends.
I'm hoping we have that one weekend off though for the WCPPO. I heard we were going to do that.
I've got that weekend off.
It's convenient.
Doesn't help. I mean, that doesn't really help you much, but I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Letting you know that I got that weekend off. All right, Bobby Kramer, you're winning a Matrix Gear shirt.
Oh, and he's in here.
He is, dude. That's great. It's a Spick and Span shirt. Same shirt that Seth was wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite shirts. I saw Quinn Nato was wearing it the other day.
Yeah.
Give another one of these shirts away. And then, we're actually got some special NECTR shirts that we're going to toss in here. And then we got some Island Design stuff. We're going to so let's give a little Gen X Global Podcaddy.
Where's Penelope at?
The Podcaddy.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Podcaddy, the Podcaddy, someone's getting a Podcaddy right now.
Don't be all chipper because you failed at part of your deal.
Yeah, it is up in the air, actually. It is up in the air because you didn't send Saturday pics.
Friday picks.
Oh, is that really?
Yeah. So technically, you kind of went 0-20 that day. Yeah.
And he was excited, so that means that
Now you're definitely not getting 20.
Yeah, you didn't send your Friday.
I didn't send Saturday picks?
If you did, send them to me.
Well, I don't know if that's. I don't know if you would take that.
Wow, you went 100% on Saturday.
I only missed one game now that I look at it. I only missed one.
Oh, that changes everything. I take it back.
Yeah, I never got Saturday picks from you, but I also never got $20. So I just figured, I figured you were over it.
No, I'll pay the $20.
Okay. So it'd be like a DNF, right? Did not finish.
He really didn't?
No.
I thought Penelope sent mine in.
I mean, it doesn't matter because I just don't think that his picks were going to be worse than yours. But I would look.
Is it between Kyle and I? My DNF score and Kyle's?
Yeah.
It would be. It would be.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, to come up, so I'll let me bring up the.
Yeah, so there was Rainey's and Damien's. Oh, there was.
No, that's Meter's Friday picks.
No, it isn't.
I like.
You're saying that you don't have his Saturday picks?
Yeah. I got his Friday picks.
Oh.
We had to move into Saturday because we had so much loot on the line, and I said everybody send me your Saturday picks, and then this guy.
He didn't put it in the Instagram message thing?
No.
Oh.
No, I sent whatever I had directly to him, but I very well could have missed Saturday. I was playing with our team as well, so I probably just didn't send it to you guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right.
That's,
Just gotta.
That's on me.
It happens. Yeah. So, just the final count. So Damien was supposed to come over today, but Damien actually won by like a landslide.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But since he didn't come over today, I guess
So,
we
I
could
guess I don't have to pay
distribute
him,
his
yeah.
money, or we could just tell him that he got last place.
We can just tell him.
So now we split it 3 ways.
So
I like
he
this
got
plan.
12 losses, followed by Meter in the first day. Yeah, I was at 16 losses. Rainey 17 losses. Kyle 18 losses. 18 losses.
But Meter has 12 on the first day?
Well, Meter has 12, and then I think I accidentally put some of them in. I was counting Saturday, so basically, like right here, no one got a loss. But if everybody lost, like so, everybody who bet on Dynasty to beat and the ML Kings to beat, or sorry, the Canes to beat them, I just went along and just put a loss down everybody's name. So he has like.
How crazy was the Aftermath NYX game? Like, if that was March Madness, like 99% of people are out on that game.
Yeah. Or
was
like,
nuts.
I mean, who also? You guys lost to Fit and Ironman?
We lost to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those too.
Yeah, we
would've
lost
been,
to everybody.
That would have been.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's sweet. Like, the whole thing's over.
Dude,
I thought I
yeah.
heard one
No-
of those betting things was like if you put $1,000, which was the max bet on one of those games, was against Dynasty, it was like a $7,000 payout or something.
Wow.
Wow. Anybody have the balls to do that?
If we could have, I would have.
Going into the end, be like, all right, I'm not feeling very good about this. I'm betting against my squad. Oof.
That's just
Yeah.
big.
Yeah,
big numbie in
and
there.
then getting indicted on a.
You find out. You
going
get in
straight
trouble.
to jail.
You get in trouble. You get caught for betting against your own team, and your team finds out that you bet against.
Yeah, they're pissed.
That's a double
Everybody's
whammy.
pissed. My knees are broken. Yeah. I'm in handcuffs. The whole deal. It just doesn't seem like it was worth.
Who would be like? I could see like a scandal like Rainey would get caught for that or something. He'd be like picking one. They'd be like, Rainey, you bet against us and you got caught.
For sure. Well, I was just hedging my bets.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't anything personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he
I
says.
saw you limping, Keith. I don't know. I just,
We won the last 10 games in a row. That's gonna hit red some point.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually we're going to crash. That's good.
I wonder. I mean, eventually, I don't know. I feel like people are gonna just
Work the system.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see it.
It's just there's
for
not
sure.
enough. There's just not enough
Moderation.
moderation. There's just not enough
Not enough fear.
Yeah.
fear.
It's too tempting.
Or just
you know,
like-
what would be funny is like if we hired a fake police officer, like a stripper police officer. I don't know if he has to be a stripper,
It sounds like Damien.
but then have him go and walk up to Damien and be like, "You're under arrest for illegal sports betting."
Oh, he'd believe it too.
He'd believe it.
And he'd be like, "Wait, no, I'm a police officer."
And then he hands the cuffs to him, and then he starts stripping in front of him. That's what we could use the $260 that Damien won on the show.
Oh, true.
I hope
I'll
he's up.
spend $20 for that.
Okay, now we're getting paid. Yeah. And the whole time Kyle's watching, he's carrying 2 pod caddies.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Is it
Okay.
just a pod caddy? Is that what we're doing?
Well, so you gotta carry. You're gonna carry. I think it's gonna be carabinered onto your backpack as you travel.
It is full of sardines.
Oh man!
Doesn't make
I just
it
smelled this thing
nasty.
just because like I wanted to feel that. I just wanted
You
to
get thrown
yeah.
off the airplane for something like that.
For sure. Did we ever figure out what this? Never mind.
No, I want to hear it.
I was gonna ask about the large sports network who is in talks with us.
Oh, I don't know. Some sports network. Who's with sports?
ESPS or something.
Yeah. What like is Fox Sports News still a thing?
I'm sure
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of sports companies.
TBS, TNT, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't consider TBS and TNT. Those guys are like they're good at playing Kurt Russell movies, and like Indiana Jones.
Amazing.
Yeah, I like their network when I'm traveling and I get to watch the Bourne Supremacy 15 times on auto repeat with like Ozempic commercials in between every 3 minutes. So like I dig it, but I wouldn't consider them like possibly a suitor for a sports agency. ESPN is the only sports company that I know. If we're playing Family Feud, let me say this. If I were playing Family Feud right now, I would have just hit the 60-pointer. Name a sports network. ESPN. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Meter.
Yeah.
TBS. 6 points. Like, come on.
I don't watch any sports. I have no idea.
Yeah. PBS.
PBS works. Yeah, that'd be cool. I wonder what they're doing there.
I don't know. And just so you guys know, I'm spinning the wheel in the background. STK Iron, B Gravy, Dan White. You guys are all winners of the Island Design shirt package. So you're getting an Island Design custom shirt made for you and a friend. You and a friend. This is for Mega Support Status members only. And just get in touch with me, or I'll get in touch with you, and we'll link you up with James. And James gonna whip something up for you guys in your size. Sweet. Pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's super sweet.
You get like a him and her thing. You can get like a I'm with stupid. I'm with that's a classic. That's a classic.
We should get those.
We should get those with arrows pointed all 4 directions. Okay, all cardinal directions.
See Alex wearing a shirt like that.
Yeah, Alex would for sure be wearing a shirt like that, but pointed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a stupid. You got it at the gift shop at like in Old Town.
Yeah, Disney.
Yeah, Disney. Jerry.
Oh, Jerry.
There we go. All right, Bram Cotto, Jerry, Dan White, B Gravy, and STK Iron, all winning those. Let's give we got Podcatty. MLBP on Bravo with the Real Housewives. There we go. That's a good one. That's Oh, it's Timothy Bangs or Bram. Bram Cotto going back to back. Let's or Cotto. Let's go one more t-shirt. We're going to one more t-shirt. Dan White, you can't win twice. Sorry, bud. And shout out to Dan White for that spick and span badass American thing. Let's go one more. Here we go. Eric Bays. Eric, almost Steve.
What do you got planned for the rest of the day, Meter?
It's evening.
About to make a steak and probably go play some video games, honestly.
You have that Paintballers game?
I do. I do.
You haven't been playing it though?
No, it's when it's ready, I'll be there.
Work in progress.
Yeah, it's just it's still got a little bit to go, but I mean, it's awesome. It's great. I'm happy that they're doing it. I'm trying to make an Astrofield or like server. Definitely a field though. Pete, yeah, tough. Yep. She gets it. But yeah, every time I get on, there's just not enough people on. And then there's some things they just need to iron out, but it looks great. And it was cool to be on the Texas layout before playing on it and just looking around on there like I used to do on digital paintball. So yeah. Worth the download.
Kyle's too good for our hand-me-down computer. He's too embarrassed to use it at his house where he lives alone.
I'm just not sure. No, I didn't say that.
I'm not going to use that thing.
Well, I just don't know if it's going to work.
Why don't you plug it in and find out?
Yeah, but then I'm committed to downloading everything.
Well, you would have to do that anyway for the regular computer.
Yeah, but I just asked Meter, and he didn't really make me feel comfortable, like good about downloading it yet.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soon. I don't know anything.
Is that your hunting shirt? Is that your duck hunting shirt?
That?
Is that your duck hunting shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Took a couple strays.
Duck was wearing this. Actually.
Yeah, you took a couple strays.
Yeah. Got beat up a little bit. It was mistakey. Sorry.
Nice.
Jeez.
Big dog.
That was a big dog.
A pound and a half?
Dude, at least. I asked for this. And the guy was like, "Oh, I'll take the big one." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. You put any seasoning on that? You just go just straight meat flavoring.
Nah, I'll just go straight meat.
Okay.
I don't need anything right now.
You don't need any
I'm
salt?
making it for my girlfriend. It's a bachelor dog right now. I just need to eat.
All right, guys. We're gonna shut it down before the internet shuts us down.
Popcorn fully stops popping.
I think the popcorn has stopped popping. Also, don't eat the popcorn out of the microwave bags anymore, guys. Please.
Is this a new thing?
No, it's been a thing forever.
Why are we not doing that?
Yeah, it's not good, dude. It's the chemicals that they make with the butter, the fake butter, the whole deal. Just don't eat microwave.
I'm not a fan of popcorn anyways, so I'll be safe.
Yeah.
It gets stuck in my teeth too much.
There we go. Don't use it.
Popcorn?
You're supposed to make it like with just like normal people do with genetically modified corn kernels that you buy at the grocery store and a little bit of oil. And then some salt, and then real butter.
What about Jiffy Pop?
Don't use anything that comes in a prepackaged. Just don't put it in the microwave. Whatever you do.
What about that thing that you put on the stove and it pops it in that tinfoil?
Like in Scream, and it catches the house on fire.
Yeah.
Scream. Yeah, that's the only time I've ever seen one of those. An old horror movie.
I think you could still buy them.
Every time I've seen them in real life, they burn like crazy.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll do a cooking show on the next episode. We're going for one more hour. What do you think we could talk about after the next hour? I don't know. You don't know. But we can, you know what? We can do some more illegal gambling and throw that up there and figure out, we can take some bets on it. Meter's not good for his money. Kyle's going to lose, so it seems like it's a big win for me. Oh, he's still on there. We can't get rid of him. Boom. All right, Meter, now you can talk shit.
We're out.
No, just kidding. The mic's still hot. Don't say anything bad. Later.